Hey, what's up guys? It is Luigi Gal here bringing you another week of Minecraft Weekly News. Today we have something really special for you guys. We have leaked documents from Mojang addressing the chat reporting feature. Not only that, but we have MCM is changing their name and a whole bunch more. But let's go ahead and just jump right on into this week's news. But before the video starts, guys, I do want to take a second to say if you do like our content, please be sure to subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. It's free and it only takes a second. The first thing I want to mention before we get into the leaked document stuff is the dev talk I just did a few days ago. If you haven't seen that yet, basically it's just me and a few other members from the community going over what is 1.19.1's chat reporting feature, how you can block it, how you can bypass it, and a whole bunch more. So I definitely recommend checking that video out. It should be linked in the description below or at the end of the video. But I know what you guys are all here for. We are here for the leaked Mojang documents. So let's go ahead and I'll bring it up and put it up on screen now and we'll go ahead and talk about it. If you want to follow along, there should be a link to the tweet with this down in the description below as well. The first page here is showing that it was Mojang's decision to keep players and the community as uninformed as possible. It shows complete ignorance from Mojang on the highest of communication levels, and it'll show you how far they are willing to go. Real quick as well, I do want to mention, please do not send any hate or harass these people in any way. I'm here simply to inform, not to strike hate amongst anyone. The main thing to note from the first page is that it's very clear that Microsoft's goal is to keep people separated in different categories. Mainly, we want to keep server owners separate from the influencers and so on. In this document, we see people directly from Mojang just blatantly announcing that there has been some communication with server owners, not zero, but basically nothing. Moving on to page 2 here, we have people making claims that they've been in on this the whole time and that the server owners are the bad apples and they really can't be trusted. Basically, they are blaming, they're saying many of the people making tweets and videos, just like me, on this could have been discussing it with Mojang the whole time instead of causing mass panic. Oops. The problem with the statement there is that it's very obvious Mojang knows that the community does not like this change. So it's not like they'd be surprised if anyone were to tell them. They then go ahead to make a tweet explaining all the things people apparently just don't understand about the chat reporting system, but they kindly leave out that they of course are under NDA and supposed to be working with Mojang, and this of course creates a conflict of interest. The next image is what really gets to me here. This is basically people saying it's not that bad, and they made a whole YouTube video going over it's not that bad. However, they happen to leave out that of course they are under NDA for Mojang and that they may just exactly work for Mojang. It is said in that same chat that they should just pretend that they are someone working for ViaVersion or a different plugin and not mention that they're an Mojang employee. People support this, saying yes, because you have technical skills that others don't have, it's definitely great to lie about your identity and just pretend to be someone else in order to get the information across to the community. Here is the craziest part of all this though. Moving on to the next page, someone makes a quote-unquote joke saying that one of the people in that chat should act as a troll, basically comment, "Total puppet, cope harder, 1.19.84. And as we can see in the video comments on page 3, that actually was commented. The main takeaway from this being that then they respond saying, "Oh wow, thanks for showing me the truth. I've completely changed my mind after learning all of this." This is exactly the quote-unquote joke that was said up in page 2, saying this is the word-for-word response of what they should comment on the video, trying to show the community that they just need to read better and not have any emotions. Reading from page 3 here, it seems like Mojang chose to have a small select group of server owners included in the process before migration, actively keeping the majority of players in the shadows, going as far as to have people under NDAs. It's extremely clear to us that these people formed an echo chamber. For anyone that doesn't know, basically an echo chamber is exactly what we saw above, where they're making fake comments and such to reiterate their point over and over. Some of these people actively spread misinformation themselves, stage comments, and gaslight all opposition as misinformation, confusion, clickbait, and fear-mongering. These are all unacceptable to us and should be unacceptable at Mojang. There was absolutely zero prior communication to any content creators. In fact, only hours before chat reporting was first released, Mojang held their Creator Summit. We don't think that leaving out chat reporting in the Creator Summit can be called an accident or a miscommunication at all. This is obviously Mojang just not wanting any bad press before all this stuff goes live. After almost 2 weeks of radio silence, this was the first time anyone at Mojang had approached the content creators. Nothing was ever posted regarding chat reporting in any of the other channels for smaller creators, only the specific one, continuing their select feedback process. But that will fall apart in the next picture. There was an overwhelming amount of contra chat reporting feedback, concerns, and fears by almost all Minecraft content creation, in contrast to the Lounge's channel. Most questions and concerns were answered with a shallow excuse and very corporate talk tactics, avoiding the actual issues, followed by another 2 weeks of complete radio silence. Servers, on the other hand, get bi-weekly meetings with Mojang. 2 weeks later, Mojang returns with this info, which at this point we had weeks for looking over simply at the lounges chat, basically letting everyone know that their feedback they gave never mattered. We'd like to point out the mental gymnastics a little bit. It's extremely clear it wasn't a large group of owners. It was most likely a small group of large server owners and mostly software server developers. There really hasn't been any underlying issues in communication between teams, considering over 1 year ago, decisions were made to keep the feedback loop under NDA and away from the public, and those decisions have been continued even after the release of the system. This situation was created by Mojang with full intent to keep it that way as long as 12 months ago. Mojang to this day has chosen to keep the community mostly uninformed about all of this and still tries to keep it that way. Mojang keeps their different communities as separated as possible and only interacts with the ones they deem necessary to be worked on. Now I know that was a lot of information, so I'm just going to kind of tie it all together in a quick little TLDR. Mojang has always and still continues to keep you, the Minecraft player, out of the loop. All you need to know is they're putting chat reporting in, they don't care what you think, and that they're gonna do it anyway, even if you're upset. They've had this plan for over a year, kept everyone that is allowed to speak about it under NDA so they can't tell anyone else about it, and it's even gone as far as for people to make echo chambers trying to reiterate, hey, this is good for the community, when in fact everyone seems to be very upset by a change like this. But anyway, if you want to talk more about this, I definitely recommend checking out our Dev Talk posted just on Wednesday, as it breaks down a lot of the core systems so you can understand why people are so angry about this chat reporting feature. But let's go ahead and move on to our next topic of the week. The site known as Minecraft Market has rebranded to BuiltByBit. The idea behind this change is basically to allow them to expand to communities outside of Minecraft. Minecraft is where they've grown up, and that's where 99.9% of people that are on this site actually still work under. However, they want to branch off to different communities, so they just had a quick rebrand, and if you haven't checked it out, I definitely recommend checking out the site, as it's a great site and it's a great way to interact with other Minecraft communities. But I have kept you guys all long enough. We got one last thing for you. This is the Twitter showcase. We do it every week, but this one just happened to be another random image that I just picked up that you definitely should see. This was posted by the user GameProG5 on Twitter. Basically, it's just an image that says chat messages can't be verified, and this is something in the 1.19.1. And basically what you all need to know is if you see this message pop up in the top right of the server, you are protected from Mojang's new system. So if you are worried about being reported in chat, if you see that on the top right, you should be able to pull up the players tab and notice that you can't report anyone and no one can report you. But that is all I have for you guys this week. Thank you all for listening to me ramble. I definitely think it's important to bring these issues to light, as I don't ever want to see Minecraft go downhill. We still are on the uptrend, and I really hope it stays that way. But thank you all for watching. Luigi Cal out.